Much prep work to do to get ready for an online lecture to record it. Okay. For our internet guests, if you're joining us from somewhere out there, you're not actually enrolled in one of my classes, you're welcome to skip this one. I need to talk to my students just for a minute here. But you're welcome to hang out, or you can put this at 2 times speed. It's again my focus here. I don't know how long this video is going to end up being. It may not be very long. We have an exam coming up pretty quick in my class, and I need to do a little bit of bookkeeping real quick. Okay. So if you're in one of my classes, if you're taking this completely online, there's no face-to-face component. Be sure you're checking Canvas or whatever online platform we're using. Know what to do. Exam one is coming. And this is true for any of my classes, whether you're online, whether you're in person, flex, whatever, however you're watching these videos. But for my online students, make sure you know how I'm conducting exams. And if you have any questions, like I told you guys at the very beginning, you have to ask me because I don't know if you have questions unless you ask me. Okay. All right. Let's see what else here. Sorry, I'm playing with the cord on my camera. There we go. Okay. Um, okay. If you're in my in-person or my flex classes, also just be aware of, well, I will explain to you in a face-to-face class how exam one is going to work, what you need to know. And if you're doing this mostly online in a flex class, there should be enough information available. I'm pretty good about making sure there's enough information available, and most things are addressed. But if you have questions, let me, because every once in a while, something's not obviously missing into the flex students that are completely online. So don't be afraid to speak up for yourself, whether you're in my class or whether you're in somebody else's class taken in a flex format, where maybe somebody like me that doesn't normally teach online. It's real easy for us to miss something. So don't be afraid to speak up if you're not really sure what's going on. Okay. It's true in any class, but definitely if you're kind of potentially falling through the cracks there. All right. What are we doing here in lecture 7? Lecture 7 is we're talking about equations of state. That is the end of chapter 3. For my students, I don't put this on exam 1, but here's the thing. We go ahead and talk about it. We kind of end up in this in between, if in a face-to-face or in a class, even in a flex class, to get time so you can actually work through those property table homeworks and actually kind of get practice in using the property tables. I try to have plenty of days in there that we have basically days where we're doing lecture. But we've already talked. See, we've already talked about lectures 1 through 6 is everything that's going to show up on exam one. And so rather than just, okay, well, what are we going to do before we talk about exam 2 stuff before we take exam 1, which if we're in a hurry or have got a bunch of students, a lot of material to get through, that's what we do. In my class, if I don't have to manage it that way, I don't. So that's where we're at lecture 7 here. We've got some material, the end of chapter 3, that I don't put on exam 1, but the rest of the course is going to assume that you have seen this material and you understand it. So it shows up on exam 2. So in order to be able to do a lot of chapter 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 problems, 9 and 10, if we get that far, it's going to assume that we've seen the basics of equations of state. We can utilize them. Okay. So all that to say, it's not on this exam, but it will be on every other exam in the rest of the class. So we got to go ahead and lay down the theory, and that's what we're doing in this lecture. Okay, as I said, I didn't know how long this lecture would be, or this part of it, this part 0. So let's just pick up from there, shall we?